Hi guys, welcome to the Rule of Two, where the Star Wars news saga continues. I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And today we have some breaking news regarding Star Wars Episode 9. Episode 8 is coming out this December. Highly anticipated. It starts off where The Force Awakens leaves off, and just can't freaking wait to see this movie.
Yeah, which is was a first in the Star Wars saga anyway. That they actually had a film actually take place after another film. Normally there's a time frame. There's like a couple of years that go by.
Yeah, this is
real time.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so this one's where we're actually going to continue on. So obviously a lot of anticipation was going on in Episode 8, but today we're talking about Episode 9.
Episode 9. Colin Trevorrow was actually linked to direct Episode 9. Even had some pretty interesting ideas as far as shooting in actual space too. So, but because
wait, in real space?
In real space, he wanted to shoot Star Wars in real space. We actually talked about it in one of the Goods podcasts.
He knows that this is real. I mean, this isn't real life.
Hey, but he's trying to James Cameron. Trying to go with method on him. So anyway,
like fake stuff, right?
Well, he was
real lightsabers.
He was recently fired actually from Episode 9 for being unmanageable, fighting. I guess he was fighting or creative differences with Kathleen Kennedy.
They wanted to fight. They wanted to film in space.
Kathleen Kennedy and some of the Disney execs, I guess he was fighting with, and they thought that it was too much. Now this is pretty interesting considering that we just lost Chris Miller and Phil Lord in the Han Solo anthology film, the Star Wars story, and replaced by Ron Howard. So this is not the first time, and it kind of sucks that this is happening so close together, in my opinion. But hey, you know what? We're where one door closes, another door opens, and J.J. Abrams is actually on the other side of the other door because he has been hired to finish off the trilogy that he started.
How do you get hired for a job you already had?
Exactly.
Well, one of the things with J.J. Abrams is that his original thought was that like he's going to come in, do Episode 7, kind of set what the layout of what the universe was going to be going forward, and he was going to bow out. He wasn't going to do any other films. He wasn't going to do 8. Wasn't going to do 9. But you know, lo and behold, some other people didn't work out, and they were like, "Hey, J.J., what you doing?"
No, Star Trek ass. We need you back.
Yeah, he's like, who cares about Trekkies? Come on back to Star Wars. Come on back home. I know we broke up, but you know what? I've been thinking about you. You not with nobody. We not with nobody. Come on. Let's go out. And so they brought him back.
That lasted longer than it needed to.
They brought him back basically to one, to fill a hole, but two, to kind of end what he already originally started. So it's a great way to bookend. And a lot of times you think about different TV shows that do it and different trilogies that do stuff like this, where like, hey, we're gonna start it, you're gonna bring somebody else in and kind of give a different perspective, kind of bring it into a different direction, but we're gonna tie it back to what it was originally. And bringing JJ back is a great thing to kind of bring it back to what he originally set up, even though he set up basically New Hope.
I was going to talk about, we'll talk about that in a minute. And T's right. Sometimes that actually does work out when you have a different director. Look at, with the successes of Superman 2, of Empire Strikes Back. Right. So you do have some successes there. Aliens with James Cameron taking over for Ridley Scott. So, you do have some successes there. So, I'm pretty sure that Rian Johnson is going to do a real good job from Episode 8 after taking it from J.J. Abrams. Now, he was actually approached to do episode 9 also. He declined it, obviously. I'm pretty sure that he has other projects.
And it takes a lot of you to do this.
Yes, it does. And because it's more than just a production and all of that. I mean, it's getting stuff right, because you can get nitpicked like you would not believe, obviously.
You got to keep with the lore.
Yes, you do. You have to keep with the lore. Exactly. And in his challenges, I mean, he had to deal with Carrie Fisher's death. So that also in itself that was a challenge. So I don't blame him. But I think J.J. Abrams is the right choice. Hopefully he can actually do something a little bit different and not give us Return of the Jedi again. But
giving us Return of the Jedi.
But to do something different, he is supposed to write and direct episode 9. Now, I was going to ask you this, okay? Now, he got critiqued hard, and you just mentioned it right now, for turning Force Awakens into basically a reboot of New Hope. Mm-hmm. And we just joked right now about Jedi. What should the direction be for episode 9?
You want to know my answer?
Yeah, seriously.
Do Return of the Jedi.
Do Return of the Jedi, okay.
No, for real, but, okay, so...
A bigger hut?
I would like...
A bigger Jabba the Hutt and...
Do special edition. Let's just make the fans hate you. I kind of want you to do Return of the Jedi, but I don't want you to do it, like, word for word, but I want you to do it as opposed to where, like, leaving us in limbo. Return of the Jedi was a great way to end a trilogy. It gave you a definitive answer as far as where the Jedi were and who Luke was as a Jedi and how we were gonna take over what was going on, balancing the Force. It ended a trilogy. That's why I say do Return of the Jedi. Right now, when you have episode 7, there's so many different things that are out there. Who's Rey? Who's Finn? Who's everybody else in this whole universe? What are they doing? What are their points? When New Hope came out, at least you kind of knew exactly that Luke was the focal point of this film. We don't really know who the focal point of this trilogy is.
It's Rey.
I mean, it is.
It's Rey and Kylo, to be honest with you.
It's Rey, Kylo, it's Finn, it's everybody that's in it.
I think Rey and Kylo are the two main focal points.
I need focus going forward at the end of this trilogy. I don't want to walk away being like, okay, well, I still have questions about Rey, I still have questions about Finn, I still have questions about Poe, I still have questions about Captain Phasma, I still have questions about freaking what was the character that Simon Pegg played?
Uncle Plot.
There you go. I still have questions about him.
Well, let me ask you this: if you have, let's say they create a spin-off of Vader, right?
Okay.
And because
probably gonna happen,
and it should happen actually. But anyway, but you have all of that time, early times when he first became Vader.
Right.
Clone Wars,
which we got a little bit of.
Yeah, and then Clone Wars, and then what he goes through leading up to Rogue One and all of that. So it's an ongoing thing. I don't think Kylo Ren is done. He's just barely starting.
That's why I want this trilogy to end.
But
that's what I said.
Okay, so when episode
do Return of the Jedi in this trilogy.
So when episode 10 happens, you don't want Kylo Ren to be the main protagonist. Antagonist.
I want episode 10 to take place maybe 5 years from now. I don't want it to 5 years after the last film. I don't want it to take place 2 years later. I want them to do solo films. I want them to do spin-offs. I want them to do away with the series, with the original saga. I want them to take a break from the original saga and
I think that's what the Star Wars stories, the spin-offs are for.
Yeah, no, focus on those.
But you don't want the Skywalker saga.
No, I don't want that anymore. I was like, I want you to end this, take a break. Bring the Star Wars saga, bring the Skywalker saga back after a break. Give me the Boba Fett film. Give me the Yoda film. Give me the freaking Aunt May film if you can figure out how it fits in Star Wars. I know. I'm making a joke. I'm absolutely making a joke. It was a joke, guys. Give me whatever spin-off film that you can give me right now until we got a break, and then you can say, hey, you know what? The Skywalkers are back.
I think that... On tour. I think that
right on tour.
I think that it all depends on what Rian Johnson does with episode 8.
You to do whatever they tell him.
No. But I'm talking about as far as because obviously the movie's wrapped. It's already done. It's in post production right now. So I'm saying that Abrams needs to pretty much get the baton from whatever Johnson does and go with that tone, go with that story arc, however, at his lighten the flares, no freaking flares, but just based on what Rian Johnson does, go from there, and then like you said, whether close it off with an opening to, like you said, extend.
I don't want to open. I want to close off.
Okay.
I want it to end. I want episode 10 to start me a new saga
with Rey.
Didn't have to be Rey.
I think it needs to be Rey. It has to be. It has to be Daisy Ridley.
I don't care. Like,
don't make the mistake. Don't make the mistake.
Cousin.
Don't make the mistake that they did. I mean, they should have continued. Force Awakens should have taken place in like 87, 88. They should have
happened back then.
It should have happened,
but it didn't.
Okay. Well, leave a comment below and let us know what you think about Abrams coming back to direct Episode 9. Is that the right choice? Should they have picked someone else? Or what direction do you think he should take? So put it in the comment.
All right, so speaking of Episode 9, one of the things that we got to find out recently is that with all the date moving that they've done with the films, as far as the Star Wars films, with the spin-offs and the actual saga films, we got a confirmation that the Episode 9 is actually moving back to the December date.
And it's a great decision.
No, that's a great decision because I think that it fits perfectly for December. It gives it its own platform. It doesn't have to compete with summer movies. It doesn't do all this other stuff. It gets to just be a Christmas film. It's the gift that Star Wars is giving to us.
I think that ever since The Force Awakens did what it did, I mean, it's the #3 movie of all time right now. After what it did in 2015, then giving us Rogue One in 2016 during the holidays. Now Han Solo has been moved to December 2018.
Going forward,
it should always be in December. You have the holidays, you have Christmas, then you have New Year's. I mean, the whole 2 weeks is non-stop. And with a title like that, tentpole like that, you're gonna make a lot of money.
What would we call December going forward? Because you have Force Friday. What would we call December?
Oh man, I don't know. What would we winter? Oh man,
may we have
it's Hoth.
May the Force be with you. May the Fourth be with
Merry
you.
Hothmas.
Merry Hothmas.
Oh, that's awful.
It's horrible.
What's Snow?
That's all we got.
The Hoth pole.
No.
Oh, that's
no. Boo this man.
Boo this man. All right.
But I think we've all gotten accustomed to the movies come out in December, and I think it's even with we have a holiday during December. I mean, why wouldn't we want to focus it in December? I think it's a great idea for them to move it back in December, and we just get a film every December.
Exactly, awesome. and like I said, because it's such a really big property, and everybody is off. Families are together.
Yeah.
It's just the right franchise to be in the holiday season. It's just it's kind of surprising too because Jedi.
You can sell a bunch of toys.
Jedi, the first trilogy was all summer movies. They were summer. They were in the summer, and
so this is how it makes its own path by being in Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, look at the prequel. The prequels were also in May. They were also early.
Like, we're gonna do something different. We're gonna be in.
And it just worked out. It worked out perfectly.
I mean, if you count how well the prequels worked out.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you honestly believe that Rogue One would have done what it did in the summer? If it had been released in the summer, would it have done what it did in the summer?
I mean, we were all kind of like on the look for Star Wars films. Like that was one of the films where we were really excited, especially for a spin-off film. That was one of the movies we were really excited to see. So it couldn't have done Force Awakens numbers, but I think because of the anticipation, it was going to do well no matter where it came out.
I don't think it would have. I don't think it would have done the money it did. It would have made its money.
Do you think it would have done better?
It would have done less.
It would have done less. Okay.
It would have done less in the summer, I think.
Okay.
Because there's more to do. Think about it. But competition.
I'm
they got more to do though.
Don't put yourself in a bunch of competition just because you think it's going to make more money because it's a lot of people are off. Hey, put it in a place where you don't have to compete with a bunch of people. I'm on that boat.
But you got to think about it. Summer. I mean, there's things to do. You go to the beach. You go freaking bike riding. You go. I mean, you do things in the summer.
Do we go bike riding?
I do. I don't know what your is. But and you really don't do that as much as that kind of activity in the wintertime. So that's why I say that I don't think that Rogue One would have done what it did had it been released in the summer.
I think it probably would have done the same.
Well, leave a comment below. Let us know. Who do you agree with? Me or this guy?
All right, so thinking about Episode 9 going forward, we did get a little bit of confirmation on some of the casting news for Episode 9. And this is a little bit early because Episode 9, we still haven't gotten through Episode 8.
That's right.
Episode 9 is actually, we got a confirmation on the casting for Joseph Gordon Levitt being in Episode 9. I mean, we had to deal with Daniel Craig in Episode 7.
Mm-hmm. You can't say it, didn't know it was him.
Simon Pegg in Episode 7.
Yep, didn't know it was him.
We don't know who's in Episode 8.
Tom Hardy.
Really?
Yeah. Tom Hardy's in
What was that confirmation?
That was one of the shows that we didn't do.
We didn't do it. All right. Well, we know who's in episode 9, and episode 9 has Joseph Gordon Levitt.
That's right.
Robin himself.
Robin himself.
It's in episode 9. Now, he may be a smaller character, just like all the other actors have been smaller characters, just because they want to be in a film that they love. I mean, everybody seems to be a Star Wars fan nowadays, so they want to be in something that they can go back and say, like, hey, remember the Stormtrooper? That was me.
Nowadays?
Nowadays.
How about, like, since 1977? How about that?
Nowadays, they want to be in that type of film. Because if that was the case back in 1977, we'd have got more people in the film.
Okay.
Think about everybody that was... Who was in episode 2? I mean, well, not episode 2. Who was in Empire Strikes Back?
That was famous? Lando Calrissian. It was Billy D. Williams.
He was in the rest of the franchise.
He was in that... That's the movie that
Who was in Return of the Jedi? Nobody.
Who was in Return of the Jedi?
Nobody.
Okay.
And if people really wanted to be in this...
Harrison Ford.
We would have got episode 7 in the 80s.
Warwick Davis.
We would have got episode 7 in the 80s. But because now, the people who watched the original Star Wars films as kids have grown up and are now celebrities want to be in these films going forward, right? All right, so Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it. Daniel Craig's in it. Simon Pegg's in it. And obviously Tom Hardy's in it going forward. So how do you feel about Joseph Gordon-Levitt being an alien in this film?
Well, you know what? Levitt's awesome, man. I freaking love that dude. And he just freaking gave a great freaking performance on Snowden last year, I think it was, or the year before.
Okay.
So
you want him as a Snowden green alien?
That's right, Snowden green alien. But so he's coming into his own. This is just a fun role. It's just a fun project. It's nothing that's going to be really heavy. It's more than likely going to be
his face.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a bit part, like you said, just to say that I was in Star Wars. You know, you couldn't see me, but whatever. So I mean, that's cool, man. I love it. It's awesome.
Okay. I'm kind of indifferent about it.
But that's because, okay, well, let me ask you this. Is it because you want him to actually play like a Benicio del Toro?
He's a great actor.
Yes,
give him a role.
But maybe he has something else. Maybe he's got Robin shit to do.
Because they call Christian Bale back.
Exactly.
But no, it's like I want him to have a real role. Look, we've already had a couple actually A-list celebrities be in this film, and it's great. It's a story for them to tell. But if you use
famous besides Harrison Ford, well, just hold on. But as far as important roles, it went to Boyega, it went to Ridley, right, and it went to Oscar Isaac. So
Joseph Gordon-Levitt would take away from them.
I think that it's unnecessary, but it kind of contradicts the fact that they got Laura Dern, they got Benicio del Toro. So I guess in that regard, yeah, you're right. But I think you already got those two. Okay. I wouldn't add more star power to take away from.
Why would that be a bad thing? Star power is not a bad thing.
You got Kelly Tran, then another newcomer.
Okay.
Let these guys freaking, let these guys freaking grow and don't take nothing away from them.
Look at Rogue One.
Felicity Jones is,
No, I'm talking about Forrest Whitaker. They got Forrest Whitaker to go out and play 2 minutes
and died. So you're saying,
I want 2 minutes,
and that's an actual role you want. That's what you consider an actual role, that he dies in 2 minutes.
Exactly.
That's awful.
I want Levitt to get out there and do something important in his role. I want him to be painted green.
I want him to do Don John again.
In a panning scene where they're like panning through, they're like, oh look, there's an alien right there, and they hold on the alien for like 2 seconds. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Okay. And then they just keep going. It's like, no, I don't want that. I want him to actually.
So you don't want them to Where's Waldo that shit?
I don't want that.
No, Where's Waldo?
I don't want that. So I want him to actually have a important scene. I'm okay with him being in the film. Like I said, everybody wants to talk to their kids and say, like, hey, I was in a Star Wars film. Okay. That was me right there. But I want him to have importance to the film. So he's a great actor. Do something to
the capacity of Simon Pegg, Benicio del Toro, and Laura Dern. Not a Daniel Craig type of thing, because you didn't know who that was, right. And you still didn't know that Uncle Plot was Simon Pegg, but still he actually is an important.
Unless you saw the photos behind the scene when he spit on the.
But he actually is an important role. He plays an important role. Yeah. So in that regard, what if he's an alien with an important role? How about that?
Okay.
How about that? What about he's an alien but with an important role?
Are they gonna make him Greedo?
That'd be cool.
If they bring him back, and it's like Greedo.
Yeah, post shot first.
Somehow Greedo survived.
Post shot first.
Greedo's the new Boba Fett.
Oh man.
All right, so one of the last things that we had to talk about, because all the Star Wars news that we get in driblets now, because they don't give us a lot of Star Wars news, is a fan theory that's going on right now, and it's based on the fact that some of the Star Wars figures came out with Force Friday, and one of the figures that came out for Force Friday was one of the Snoke figures, and the Snoke figure actually has a ring on. Where
the Schwartz.
We haven't got that far yet. It has a ring on that looks like it has a black crystal on top of it, maybe a black kyber crystal. So the internet is abuzz right now, and they're saying that this black kyber crystal could be
a ring saber. The Schwartz.
I was waiting for you to say the Schwartz.
The Schwartz. The ring of the Schwartz.
You know, a ring saber.
I got it in a Cracker Jack box.
How do you feel about that fan theory? Do you want it to be the Schwartz ring?
No. And for the
exactly great.
No, for exactly that reason. Unless you're gonna give me freaking Rick Moranis to come back as Dark Helmet, I don't want. No. Spaceballs is a parody of freaking Star Wars. Leave it as a parody. Do not make that. Yes, with George's approval, but do not do the freaking ring of the Schwartz. That is just the stupidest thing. If that is in fact true, that's just dumb. Now, if it was a freaking like a. If it didn't shoot the blade and it was just the light and it does like it's exactly your Schwartz is as big as mine. You know, I mean, if you want to do a hypnotize type thing, whatever. But no, don't give me the ring of the Schwartz.
That's also cool. You gotta say,
well, you know, I've hypnotized with my saber.
All right, so I'm on board with it because I want to see somehow it ties in together.
That's awful.
Hey, the Millennium Falcon was in Spaceballs.
Yes, I know that, but
so they're already connected to the universe.
No.
Snoke has
Disney and MGM, completely different companies. They're not gonna freaking no.
The Schwartz ring is on Snoke.
No.
All right, so let us know how you guys feel about the potential of a Schwartz ring in the comments below.
You know what sucks is that you know, we just saw it a little while ago, and yeah, you're right. That's exactly. It looks exactly like a freaking Schwartz ring.
All it has is like the little cobra head on it.
Yeah. Awful, man. Awful. So Terrence, take us home.
Okay. So guys, I mean, you heard all the Star Wars news that we had this week or this last 4 months. Make sure you put it in the comments below. Tell us what you guys think about the J.J. Abrams thing. Tell us what you guys think about the new release date they have going on, and definitely tell us what you guys think about the
Schwartz ring. Joseph Gordon Levitt.
And Joseph Gordon Levitt. I forgot about that. But the Schwartz ring, more importantly. Make sure you tell us what you guys think about the Schwartz ring. And make sure you subscribe so that way you do know. I mean, we do these videos for Rule of Two kind of infrequently,
sporadically, yeah.
So, but we want you to be aware of all the times that we do these videos and all the other videos that we do on this channel as well. So,
we'll do our best not to take so long in between shows.
Disney, give us some more news.
Exactly. But we absolutely love doing the Rule of Two, and hopefully we can get some more information out there to you guys. For Aspen and Art, wherever they're at.
They're in a galaxy far away.
They're galaxy far away. I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And may the force be with you.
Wait, I said Abrams.
Abrams has nothing to do with the DCEU. You're thinking of Whedon.
No, I'm not thinking of Whedon. I'm thinking of
You're definitely editing all this. You know.
We're not doing this. We're gonna start over. Who the fuck am I thinking?
I have no fucking idea.
Who directed Man of Steel?
Snyder.
That's who I'm thinking of.